Hey everybody, it's James here from the Sawyer Family Reviews channel. Today is Wednesday, May 25th, 2022, the 45th anniversary of the release of Star Wars. There were no Star Wars comics today. That's a miss by Marvel. That's a big miss. Anyway, this is the weekly comic book pickups video. Every week I buy comic books. I get them for myself, I get them for my kids. I get them at Queen City Comics in Fairfield, Ohio. Zip code 45014. If you're in the area and into comic books, check out the comic shop. While you're over there, check out the toy department. Let's jump in. There's a lot of books in here. I'm not going to go through all the books because some of them I just picked up some back issues that I needed. But I'm like, you know what? I didn't get that many other books today, so I'll throw them in here. We'll look at them, and that's that. I'm also pulling a book off of my shelves every week to take you on a trip back to the DC that I loved, the DC I grew up on, the DC I was an adult and I enjoyed. Basically from the 80s up until the early 2000s, that's my era of DC. And so I'm pulling off random books. Some of them are great, some of them are good. This one is just good. Good to / mediocre in some people's opinions. We'll see what it is. All right, let's jump in. First of all, what am I pulling out first? Justice League Infinity back issues. I did not buy all of this series. I think I only bought the first one when I went back and looked at my back issue boxes. And I don't know why I didn't finish this up, because even if I didn't enjoy the series, I have everything animated so far. I have all the different animated books, 4 runs of them. So I'm like, man, I need to go back and pick this up because I need to have a complete set. One of the biggest disservices of this series is not doing animated style covers. That's as close as it gets, it looks like. This just looks like another Justice League book that's currently happening, instead of trying to look like a Bruce Timm cover. So yeah, these were $3.99 each. I'm not even going to flip through them because I'm not going to go through all of the books that are in here for these back issues right now. I'm just telling you I did go back and buy them. Same with this Batman Adventures Continue Season 2. I only had issue 2, 1 and 2. So I went back to pick up the rest of this book, which is the Court of Owls and everything, and I just kind of trailed off on it. So now I'm getting those, and I guess I'll eventually read them just to finish off my animated runs. That's out of the way. If you read either of these titles and finished them off, I think they're both done now. Maybe not Justice League Infinity, I don't know. If you read these titles, let me know how they ended up. The Batman Adventures Continue Season 2 and Justice League Infinity. I remember liking the first ones, sort of liking them, right? Not quite as good as it used to be, but good. So let me know how those are. This is for my mom. My mom loves Dark Shadows, so I ordered her this. I already gave her the first one of this series. These are done by Hermes Press, which I'm a big fan of Hermes Press. They do the Phantom reprints. They're doing the Mandrake reprints coming soon. Yeah, so I really like this company. They're run by nice people. So they're doing these Dark Shadows reprints too, which are Dark Shadows paperbacks from back in the day. And they're reprinting all of those in this larger format. They did the same thing with the Phantom paperbacks, where they reprinted them in this larger format. They went through and found typographical errors, tried to mimic the original covers. They're pretty nice. So I have the first one, and this is the latest one, number 25, Barnabas Quentin and the Magic Potion. Barnabas Collins wasn't part of it at first. He was later on in Dark Shadows. So the first one she had didn't have Barnabas Collins, and this one does have Barnabas. So that's for her. Then we've got a couple of back issues. We'll start with Gracie's, because I think you probably know by now she loves Stargirl. We're going to try and finish off this whole series if it's possible. So we've got 1, 2, and now 3. We love the Stargirl show. We've only got 2 episodes left of Season 2 before we have to wait for Season 3. We love, love, love the show. She loves the character Stargirl now. And we were saying that there was a character that was somewhat similar to this paintball character in the one of the episodes we watched. We don't know if it's actually an homage to him or what. But so this is written by Jeff Johns with art by Lee Moder, and it centers on Stargirl, who is the successor to Starman, and Stripe, who is Stripesy, Pat Dugan, her stepdad, and it's a lot of fun. These back issues still, other than Zero issue, which is the first Stargirl, and the first issue, I think these all run close to original cover. I think this may have been $3 instead of $2.50. And then a back issue for Keaton as well, since he had nothing today. He said, just grab me a random DC, like, crossover-y type back issue. And so I got Final Night number 1 for him. I remember enjoying Final Night. It's the story where the Sun Eater comes, and he's kind of destroying the sun. And so the Earth's getting colder, and they have to figure out a way to defeat the Sun Eater. And especially Superman is hurting because his powers are derived from the sun. And it's kind of a surprise character that sort of saves the day when it all is said and done. Yeah, I enjoyed this crossover. I thought it was fun. I thought it was enjoyable. So I think that was only the first issue there, though. But if he digs this, the trade paperback of this is fairly cheap, if I'm not mistaken. This was originally retailing at $195, and again, I want to say it was under $3. I think that was 4 issues, Final Night. 4 issues, maybe? And then there was also like a Final Night special that involved a character. I don't want to spoil anything, though. Now we're getting on to the new books for the day. First of all, we've got one for Blaze, Batman Beyond, The White Knight, Sean Murphy with Dave Stewart. He's loved all this Batman White Knight stuff so far, and I think he's enjoyed this one as well. $4.99. I really got to go back and read this stuff. He talks about it all the time as being up there in his top 10, that original Batman White Knight story being in his top 10 Batman stories. So I should really, really go back and read that. And I do love his art. I think his art is really sharp. So, did I tell you how much this was? Did I say? Yeah, it's $4.99. It's $4.99. And there was another cover, too, that was Batgirl-centric. Whew. And then I bought another book just for the cover. But if you know me, you know why I had to have this cover. And that's DC vs. Vampires Hunters #1 with this amazing Robin miniseries #1 tribute cover. I saw this cover and I was like, that is bought all day long. I love, love, love that original Robin cover by Brian Bolland. And this is a nice homage to it. Even though it's Damian and I'm not a Damian fan, Nightwing being in this place of Batman's fun. But this is what got me. The DC Bullet logo, which is my favorite version of the DC logo. And this corner box art by Norm Brayfogle. That's incredible. That's incredible. Look at that. Man. Fun times. Yeah, I really, really like that. Really, really, really like that. Man, I don't care anything about this book. It's $4.99. I bought it because of the cover. The cover's amazing. I have no idea what it's about. It's written by Matthew Rosenberg, who I think did a run on X-Men that maybe I was okay with. I can't remember even if it's even the same one. So this is, I guess, Damian, and he fights some vampires. Yep, I guess that's what this is. Not something I really probably will ever read, but I will love that cover. Love that cover. All right, and then from the shelves, to remind myself of the bygone days of DC Comics where I really loved like everything, we're going to take a look today at Batman Year 2, the 30th Anniversary Deluxe Edition by Mark W. Barr, Alan Davis, and Todd McFarlane. So Batman Year 2, this has now been retconned, basically. The Jeff Loeb, Tim Sale run of Long Halloween Dark Victory has replaced this as being the actual Year 2 of Batman. A lot of people hate this story. This retailed at $29.99, right? So yeah, so you get the Batman Year 2 issues plus the Batman Full Circle one-shot, all in one edition here. So this was written by Mike Barr. The first part is has art by Alan Davis. So this was originally published as Detective Comics 575 through 578. And I believe, I want to say, in the Caped Crusader and Detective Comics trade paperbacks, they don't even put these in there. They're not included in the trade paperback reprints. So the first book has art by Alan Davis, and it's quite amazing. Looks great. Looks really, really good. So then the next 3 parts have art by Todd McFarlane of Spider-Man and Spawn fame. And this is early Todd McFarlane art. And it's still fun. This is still fun. It's not on the level of Alan Davis. I don't think anybody's going to say that this Todd art is on the level of Alan Davis, but it is fun. It's fun seeing this old Todd McFarlane art. So the art and the characterization of Batman is fine. It's fine to great. And then we've got this Full Circle, which was the sequel to this Year 2. Now he has Robin. And this art is by Alan Davis. So Alan Davis comes back. The Reaper character is visually really neat. The story, you can tell, sort of served as an inspiration, I think, to Batman Mask of the Phantasm. This is a very phantasm-y type character. There's sort of a family relation thing going on between Batman or Bruce Wayne and the love of his life, and a father connection. So all of these things, I think, set to inspire Batman Mask of the Phantasm. But there is also some major things in the story that are like, very groan-worthy. This is the story where Batman uses a gun. I'm not going to tell you much about the gun. He also has to team up with another character that is very much like, I don't like that. So there's some things that I don't like, but there's a lot that to like in it. It's cool to see an early Batman. It's great seeing Alan Davis and Todd McFarlane doing Batman. The Reaper character is really cool. And it's fun just for like history's sake to read this book and see sort of the what might have been year 2. Of course, most people are going to prefer Long Halloween and Dark Victory at this point, but this is still a fun kind of what-if thing to go back and look at as what we had back then as the year 2 of Batman. And I will say, even though this isn't my favorite Batman story, I will still take this over 90% of the current books that are happening. That's my personal preference playing in here. That's alliteration. But, yeah. It is what it is. This is also a very fast read. I read this while I was waiting for my oil to be changed. I read the whole thing while I was sitting there waiting for my oil change. So, and it's cheap. You can get this pretty cheap. It's $30 retail. You can get it for cheaper than that off Amazon. Or maybe through your local comic shop. I don't know. So that is it this week. If you enjoy comic books and you read comic books, leave a comment down below. Let me know about those Batman and Justice League comics, and if you read them. Let me know what you think about year 2. Do you prefer year 2, or do you prefer the Jeff Loeb, Tim Sale version? All right. See you guys next week. Bye.